Today, we are digging into something that can honestly make or break your career: writing professional emails. We're going to show you how changing just a few words can completely transform how people see you at work. Okay, let's just jump right in with this quote. Picture this: two coworkers. They make the exact same mistake. The first one shoots off an email that just says, "Sorry." But the second one, they write, "I apologize for the oversight." Same mistake, totally different responses.
So let me ask you, who sounds more like a leader? It's pretty clear, right? One of them sounds kind of casual, maybe a little reactive. The other sounds accountable, professional. And that tiny difference, well, it has a massive impact on your career.
And that gets us to our first big idea: why your tone is literally everything. Look, it's so easy to get hung up on perfect grammar, especially if English isn't your first language. But the feeling your email creates, that's what really counts.
And this is a huge myth we need to bust. You can write an email with absolutely flawless grammar, but if the tone is off, you could still be damaging your own credibility without even realizing it.
Let's break that down. A casual tone can make you seem defensive or worse, like you're dismissing the issue. And that just chips away at how people see you. But a professional tone? That shows you're confident, you're accountable. It doesn't just protect your credibility, it actually builds it, one email at a time.
Okay, now let's talk about the stakes here, because they're higher than you might think. Every single email you write is creating a permanent record of who you are as a professional. It's your career on the record.
And think about it, this matters more now than ever. If you're working in a global company or a remote team, your emails are sometimes the only way your boss and coworkers really get to know you. It's how they form their opinion of you.
So you have to remember this: your email is a permanent record. It's not like a quick chat that disappears. It can be searched, it can be forwarded, it can be pulled up years from now. It's your digital footprint.
And what does that footprint do? Well, for one, it decides trust. When your emails are clear and accountable, people see you as reliable. If they're vague or too casual, it can plant a seed of doubt. Trust is really built or broken right there in your inbox.
And it's not just trust. It's also how people perceive you as a leader. Real leaders take ownership. They communicate with purpose. Your inbox is basically a daily training ground to show everyone you have what it takes.
And let's be real, all of this, it leads to the bottom line. Over time, the way you communicate in your emails can absolutely play a role in whether you get that promotion. You better believe that when the higher-ups are talking about your future, that permanent record of your communication style is part of the conversation.
So you're probably thinking, okay, I get it, but what do I do? The solution is what we call the professional shift. It's all about making a conscious choice to move from casual, everyday language to strategic language that's built for career growth.
And the best part? There's a really simple but super powerful principle you can use to make this shift happen.
It all starts right here. We're getting rid of that reactive, informal, casual English. Instead, we're choosing professional English, which is all about being strategic and accountable. You're not just firing off an email, you're actively managing your professional brand.
So when you start making this simple shift, when you move away from just reacting and start being more strategic in your language,
well, you set off a chain reaction. This one conscious choice to change how you write, it leads directly to
Career growth. Seriously, that upward arrow is for real. It's what happens when you communicate with intention. You build trust, people start seeing you as a leader, and then, you know what? Opportunities just start to find you.
So let's just boil this all down. What have we learned today? First, your tone is way more important than perfect grammar. Second, every single email creates a permanent record of who you are at work. And third, consciously shifting your language is one of the most direct ways to fuel your own career growth. So I'll leave you with this question. The very next time you sit down to write an email, just pause for a second and ask yourself, what is this email really going to say about me? All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to talk about a single word that most of us probably use way too much in our work emails: sorry. We're going to explore how swapping out that one little word can actually make you sound so much more confident and capable. So just think about it for a second. How many times today did you find yourself typing sorry into an email? Once? Twice? Maybe you've lost count. It's a total reflex for a lot of us, right? But what is that reflex actually telling people about our professionalism? And that brings us to what I like to call the sorry reflex.
You know, it's that automatic, knee-jerk reaction we have when something, anything really, goes a little bit wrong. We toss out these common phrases without really thinking about the impact they have.
I'm talking about phrases like, sorry, my bad, or I messed up. They're super common, and they feel fast and easy, especially when we're just chatting. But in a professional email, they actually carry some hidden risks that can totally change how you're perceived at work.
And this is where something called the authority gap comes into play. It's that space that opens up between how good you actually are at your job and how good other people think you are, just based on the words you use. Let's dig into why these casual apologies create that gap.
First off, these phrases just sound emotional. A quick sorry often comes from a good place. You want to make things right, but it could come across as panic or regret. What your team or your clients really want to see is that you're calm and you have a plan. Second, and this one is huge, it reduces your authority. If you're constantly saying, I messed up, over time it starts to sound like you lack confidence. It accidentally makes you seem less capable, and that really starts to chip away at your professional reputation. And all of this, well, it just weakens your professional image. You want to be seen as the person who is calm, responsible, and can solve problems. But these reflexive apologies, they can paint a picture of someone who's just reacting to chaos instead of controlling it.
So the big question is, how do we fix this? Well, it all starts with a new mindset. We've got to consciously shift from that immediate emotional reaction to a more thoughtful, professional response that's all about taking responsibility.
Just look at the difference here. On one side, you have that emotional reaction. It's that gut feeling of, oh no, something went wrong. But on the other side, you've got the professional response. It's not about feeling bad, it's about doing something. It's calm, it's about ownership, and it's already looking for the fix.
You can almost think of it like a simple formula. Step 1, just pause. Move past that initial impulse to just say sorry. Step 2, clearly take ownership of what happened. And step 3, immediately pivot the conversation toward a solution. That's how you handle a mistake with real confidence. Okay, so let's get practical. How do we turn this new mindset into something we can actually use in our emails? This is all about putting these ideas into practice.
So check this out. It's basically a direct replacement strategy. When you get that urge to say sorry because things feel emotional, you choose to be calm instead. When you feel like saying, I messed up, which we know reduces authority, you choose to be responsible. And when you're about to type my bad, which weakens your image, you choose to be solution-focused. It's not about never admitting a mistake, it's about making your response powerful.
And this really gets to the heart of it all. Look, everyone makes mistakes. It's going to happen. True professionalism isn't about being perfect. It's about how you handle those imperfections with confidence and a clear path forward.
So I want to leave you with this question. Think about your week. What's one email, one meeting, one conversation where you can try this? Where you can replace that knee-jerk sorry with calm ownership and a focus on the solution. That's really how you start building a stronger professional voice, one conversation at a time.